exoskeleton and lots of little legs. The way I look at it, the more legs, the better. So let's see what we can find. We're going lion hunting. Come here. Closer. Close.
Turn that down a little bit, please.
As a wildlife educator, there's nothing I love more than being in nature and observing animals in the wild. But what if I told you that you don't need to go on a safari in Africa or explore the Amazon rainforest to have an amazing animal adventure? Because sitting in your lawns, crawling in your flower pots, and buzzing around your garden fence are many of the organisms that are crucial to the health of the earth. I'm talking about bugs. While we often consider them pests or don't even notice them at all, insects and other arthropods actually have many important jobs. For example, they recycle dead plants, help spread seeds, help our flowers and fruits grow, and keep our soils healthy. And that's just the beginning. My name is Sean Roach, and I'm going to show you the amazing things that bugs are doing right in our own backyard.
His name is Roach, and he's doing stuff with bugs.
Yeah, I know, I caught that.
Love it. That's what's
So what is a bug? Technically speaking, a true bug is an insect with mouth parts that are designed for piercing and sucking the juices from plants or animals. However, most people consider a bug any creepy, crawly critter with an exoskeleton and lots of little legs. The way I look at it, the more legs, the better. So let's see what we can find. We're going lion hunting. Come here. Closer. Closer. Closer.
There's one small
Do
lion.
you see it? The little cones in the soft soil? These are antlion pits.
They're very
At the
common.
bottom of each of these pits, there is an antlion hiding and waiting. A perfect example of an insect that you hardly ever see in action. Despite their small size, the antlion is a ferocious predator. A predator is an animal that eats other animals. And can you guess what the antlion loves to eat? Ants. Let's see if we can catch one. To catch its prey, the antlion larva looks for a place to dig its pit. While doing so, it leaves a trail in the sand as if someone is making a design. This is why antlions are sometimes called doodlebugs. Once it finds the perfect spot, it starts to dig its deadly trap. Then, it buries itself at the bottom of the pit. If you look carefully with a magnifying glass, you might see the antlion's jaws sticking out of the bottom of the pit. The antlion larva is called a sit-and-wait or ambush predator. Instead of seeking out its prey, it sticks to one spot, hiding under the sand, then it waits. When the ant or other small insects come to the edge of the antlion's pit, the sand grains tumble down the slope, causing them to slide down into the pit, into the deadly jaws of the antlion. Now, in the antlion's deadly grip, its prey is injected with digestive juices that begin to take effect, liquefying the innards of its catch. After several minutes, the antlion sucks up the juicy insides of its prey. Once the antlion larva is about 1 centimeter long, it makes a silken cocoon around itself, covered with sand grains to help it hide. Inside the cocoon, the antlion goes through an amazing change called the pupal stage.
Oh, yeah.
Adult antlions then emerge from their cocoons. Once their fragile wings have hardened and dried, the antlion is ready to take flight and continue the amazing life cycle of metamorphosis.
It's not a dragon.
Like all insects, the adult antlion has 6 legs, 3 body segments, a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Check this out. Another insect that sits, waits, and ambushes its prey. It's a mantis. This amazing insect is one of the most successful hunters in the world. And mantids are the only known insects actually able to turn their head from side to side. He's got huge compound eyes that allow him to see even the teeniest movement. Once he's located his prey, he turns, strikes, and is even able to catch a fly right out of the air.
Some of them even go after hummingbirds.
Really?
Yeah, and rats
As the
and mice and
mantis
stuff.
grows, its exoskeleton on the inside becomes too big for its exoskeleton on the outside to be able to hold. Kind of strange, right? So what do? Something amazing. As the mantis grows, they actually peel out of their old skeleton, exposing the new skeleton underneath. As they get larger, so does their appetite. So they're going to eat larger food items. Once the female mantis is full grown, she is ready to find a mate and lay her egg sac. Up to 400 individual eggs are laid inside a foamy mass that hardens and dries. She attaches this egg sac to the branches of bushes, trees, or the stems of tall grasses. Then the egg sac waits through the cold winter until spring arrives. The nymphs begin to hatch as the weather gets warm.
They're so cute.
They emerge from the egg sac already resembling the adults. The mantis goes through incomplete metamorphosis, which has 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. Unlike complete metamorphosis, the mantis does not go through the pupal stage. So we've seen that both the mantis and antlion are predators. Their job is to eat other animals, making sure that we don't get too many. On the other hand, the mantis and the antlion are actually food for many animals, like birds, bats, frogs, and lizards. Let's continue our search. Sometimes, to find an insect, all you have to do is stop and stare. Many insects will stay perfectly still during the daytime. Then at nighttime, they'll move about in search of food.
I actually already see it.
Oh! Do you see it? Incredible! A walking stick or stick insect.
Yep.
Let me show you. Oh, here's a big one. While this guy might look like a mantis, it's an herbivore, not a predator. That means that it eats only leaves. And check this out. Their leaves are not only their food, but also provide their shelter. Shelter is what covers them. Think of an umbrella as shelter for when it's raining. Or when you're at home, it's your roof. But you can't do this with your roof. Can you eat it? Because that's what the walking stick is able to do. His shelter is also his food. So at nighttime, these guys will start to move around and start munching on the leaves.
Not very healthy though. Not the healthiest roof to eat.
But during the daytime, to protect themselves, they blend in perfectly, coming in many different shades of brown and green. They look just like the twigs, branches, and leaves. I'm going to put this guy away so he could do what he does best, blend in with the leaves. It's starting to get dark, and a whole new amazing group of animals will emerge. So let's put him back and see what we can find.
The thing is, most likely, that's a girl.
Oh.
It's a female, yeah.
Now that it's night, a whole new world comes to life.
Most of them are female.
Because there are many animals that use the cover of darkness
That's
to
true.
protect themselves from predators. What was that? Something just fluttered by, and it definitely wasn't a bird. Do you see it? In the tree. It's a Luna moth. Like the stick insect, she is nocturnal, hiding in cool, dark places during the day and becoming active only at nighttime. Starting her life as an egg, the Luna moth will go through complete metamorphosis. As a caterpillar, she will eat the leaves of persimmon, sweet gum, hickory, and walnut trees. Once full grown, she stops eating and builds a paper-thin brown cocoon interwoven with leaves. This is when the magic happens. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into a pupa. Continuing to grow, she will develop into one of the largest species of moth in North America. Slowly, she works her way out of the cocoon. Once her soft wings have hardened, race against time to find a mate, reproduce, and lay her eggs.
You ever seen one?
Because this moth has developed without any mouth parts. She only eats as a caterpillar and doesn't need a mouth to breathe because she uses small holes on the side of her body called spiracles to take in oxygen. She'll only live for about a week, just long enough to find a mate and reproduce. She releases a scent called a pheromone from a gland at the tip of her abdomen. Her pheromones are like perfume for moths. A male moth might not see her, but is able to find her using his amazing sense of smell. And like all insects, he doesn't use his nose to find her, but instead uses his antenna.
That's
Look,
why the...
a male lunar moth has found her.
Oh yay, moth porn. The only kind of pornography.
That
The
couldn't
only
convince
kind
you
of
alone. Because
pornographic
earlier
content
I
they'll
saw
allow.
something that you have to see to believe.
Fluttering wheels for me, baby.
This is so cool. Wow. Unbelievable. The hickory horned devil. This is the largest caterpillar in North America. The spines all over its body look dangerous to keep away predators, but actually it's totally harmless.
There's kind of rubber. Just bend over your finger.
After about 35 days,
That's what?
this caterpillar will also pupate,
Yeah.
but will develop into the regal moth. Like the Luna moth, the regal moth also develops into an adult without a mouth, so it must immediately find a mate and reproduce.
Where's his backyard?
Most of
I
us
wonder?
like to share our backyards with insects like a shimmering green Luna moth or a beautiful butterfly, but it's arachnids that definitely don't get the respect that they deserve. Many people use bug sprays or insecticides to kill bugs that they think are bad without even knowing the important jobs that they do. Until we take the time to learn about what they do, we won't know what we're missing until they're gone. Well, what I'm looking for might not technically be a bug. It definitely falls into the creepy crawly category. It has 8 legs, 8 eyes, and is topped off with a pair of fangs. Here we go. I got it. It's a tarantula, and she is huge. Tarantulas are the largest spiders in the world. Rather than climbing trees and spinning webs to catch their food, tarantulas like this one stick to the ground hunting for prey. During the daytime, she'll hide in a log, under a rock, or create a burrow. In the safety of the night, she'll come out and look for prey, things like crickets and cockroaches, pretty much anything smaller than she is. A lot of people think that tarantulas are really venomous, but she's nothing like a black widow or a brown recluse. Tarantulas rely on very powerful jaws, strength, and the ability to actually catch and hunt their food. Spiders are arachnids. They are different than insects in many ways. Instead of 6 legs, they have 8. Instead of 3 body segments, they have only 2. And their antennas? They don't have any. The legs, arms, called pedipalps, eyes, and fangs are attached to the cephalothorax. What's left is a big round abdomen where the heart, lungs, stomach, and spinnerets are located. Spiders are amazing for many reasons, but two that come to mind are how well they can climb and the incredible silk that they make. In the back of this big round part called her abdomen, she has spinnerets.
Yeah.
The spinnerets are connected to silk glands, which help pull the silk from the body. Now, she doesn't actually use her silk to make a web to catch her food, but she still produces silk to secure her burrow, wrap her eggs, and to create a hammock for when she molts. If I touch the back of her body just right, I should be able to pull the silk straight out.
I can tell that she's used to being handled. She isn't running away or biting.
Incredible!
She seems pretty
While the
docile.
tarantula silk is really cool, it doesn't take a huge spider to spin an incredible web. The next spider we're on the lookout for is called an orb weaver.
She's like, yo, what's up?
Small
What you
orb
do?
weaving spiders like this one wait until night or early morning to spin the perfect trap for flying insects, an orb web. Once the spider has found the right spot, it anchors itself as it moves from place to place using a safety line made of silk. Should the spider make a mistake, it can backtrack on the line to fix the problem or to get to safety. The spider constructs the spiral threads which will trap the insects. Orb weaving spiders hide near their web. When the prey is caught in the web and struggles, the spider feels the vibrations and rushes out to catch its meal. After injecting venom, it wraps its prey in silk and later sucks out the digested juices from its body.
Rotisserie chicken right now.
Another fun thing to do, camp in your own backyard. We've had a lot of fun today and seen some incredible spiders. We know they're predators, but remember, spiders don't eat people, they eat bugs. The next time you see a spider, remember, you don't need to be afraid. Just give them the space that they need to do what they do best. Catch bugs. There are so many more amazing things to see, but I'm getting really tired, so I'm going to call it a night and see you in the morning.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you wouldn't mind that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hard to say, huh?
I love looking for bugs, but sometimes they love looking for us. One insect that has a special kind of relationship with you and me is the mosquito, because the female adult mosquito has to drink a little bit of blood to help her eggs grow. That's why some people use bug sprays if they know they're going to be outside where there's lots of mosquitoes. But the best way to get rid of them is to find where they're coming from. While most of us think of mosquitoes as flying insects, you might be surprised where they're born, in water. This old toy is the perfect place for the female mosquito to lay her eggs. She lays her eggs on the surface of stagnant water. That just means water that's been sitting around for a while. The eggs either float alone or in groups, kind of like rafts. The eggs then hatch into larvae. The larvae live at the surface of the water and breathe through a tube, kind of like a snorkel. They are filter feeders, feeding on microscopic plant material and bacteria. If the mosquito larvae need to hide from a predator, they can dive down below the surface of the water. After feeding, the mosquito larvae then turn into pupae. Mosquito pupae do not eat, but they are active and tumble below the surface of the water when disturbed. It's during this pupa stage that the mosquito begins to change into an adult. It's complete metamorphosis. adult, the mosquito develops a single pair of wings and is ready to take flight. Female adult mosquitoes need a diet of blood so they can produce their eggs. They pierce the skin of an animal, including humans, and suck blood into their abdomen through a special mouth part called a stylet. They find prey not only with their eyes, but through their sense of smell and by detecting heat from an animal and human bodies. Unlike the female, male adult mosquitoes have short mouth parts and feed on plant nectar, not blood. So it's the female mosquito that is well known for spreading diseases such as the West Nile virus and malaria. That's why it's best not to leave puddles of water sitting around. So I'm going to pour this out so we make sure there aren't too many mosquitoes in our backyard. Mosquitoes aren't the only insects that live in water. If your home is near a pond, swamp, stream, or lake, you would not believe the amount of interesting bugs that call water their home. As a matter of fact, scientists can look into a stream and tell whether or not it's clean or polluted just by seeing what types of bugs live in it. So let's take a look at some other bugs that call water their home. Look closely and you will see the larva of a tiny fly called a net-veined midge. The larvae are able to hold on to the slippery rocks of waterfalls with suction cups, which help them feed on microscopic algae. I love how they move. Watch how they hold on with one end of their body while letting go with the other end. Isn't that cool? These guys don't like any kind of pollution in the water, so when scientists find them in a stream, they know the water is clean. Look, over here. These sticks are moving. These are the larvae of another fly called a caddisfly. Many caddisfly larvae are able to build camouflage cases, which provide shelter, helping them hide from predators like fish. These larvae move around by sticking out their front legs and carrying the case along to look like sticks. Others build cases made from pebbles or sand grains, which they then glue to rocks and streams. Crazy thing. It's a whirligig beetle, one of the fastest swimming insects in the world. Their paddle-like back legs help them move super fast across the surface of the water. And by whirling around in small circles, they confuse their predators, making them difficult to catch. Whirligigs have compound eyes, like all insects, but they are divided into two parts. As they swim, half of their body is out of the water, while the other half is under. Their specialized eyes allow them to look for predators and prey below and above the surface of the water at the same time. And if this pond dries up, don't worry, adult whirligig beetles have wings, so they can take off and look for a new pond. Now this is a true bug. It's a giant water bug. But watch out, they are also called toe biters because they can cause a painful bite with their beak. This one must be a male because I can see it carrying a bunch of eggs on its back. Only the male water bug takes care of the eggs. Look, one is hatching. Giant water bugs live in lakes and ponds and are also very fast swimmers. They hang on to plants near the surface of the water where they stick out two short tubes that they use like a snorkel to breathe. The giant water bug eats small fish, tadpoles, snails, and insects. Another example of a sit-and-wait predator. They can catch their prey with their strong front legs, piercing them with their beak, and injecting a deadly toxin. Then, they suck up the juicy insides of their prey. Dragonflies are one of my favorite insects. This female dragonfly is dropping her eggs onto the pond where they will hatch into dragonfly nymphs. The nymphs will feed on small bugs, surprising their prey by suddenly extending their jaws out without moving the rest of their bodies. Once they are ready, a dragonfly nymph climbs out of the water onto a rock or plant stalk. The nymph then splits out of its larval skin, emerging as an adult with 4 beautiful wings. As an adult, she is still a predator, but is now able to catch prey like small flies and mosquitoes while flying through the air. Oh, look at this. Kinda disgusting, and I'm glad that you can't smell it. This is rotted fruit. What else is here? Old leaves. This is